Now we'll discuss each and everything about leadership. The second is autocratic. Now autocratic is also called as dictatorship. He'll do whatever is right for the company, which is ethically correct. Whatever the book have prescribed how you are supposed to motivate, he'll only motivate that way. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Rate College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students here, and here we're gonna go with the fourth chapter called Leadership. Now what exactly leadership is, the styles of leadership, importance of leadership. Now we'll discuss each and everything about leadership. The first one here is the meaning of leadership. Now what is leadership? There is a person called a leader who will motivate and guide people, and he'll get the work done from those people who are the followers of him. So leadership is the art. Leadership is what? It's an art of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. That is the leadership. In a business setting, this can mean directing workers and colleagues with a strategy to meet the company's needs. A leader inspires. Please understand, leader inspires. So it's an art. It goes with strategy, and leader inspires others to act while simultaneously directing the way that they act. And the next one is, they must be personable enough for others to follow their orders, and they must have critical thinking of skills to know the best way to use the resources at any organizational disposal. So a leader is a person who will inspire. Leadership is an art. Now, types of leadership. We are supposed to understand how many types of leadership is there. There are n number of types of leadership. Now, I have given you, say, few of the leadership here. The first one is authentic leadership, autocratic leadership, laissez-faire leadership, transactional leadership. Now, the first one is authentic. The second is autocratic. Now, autocratic is also called as dictatorship, laissez-faire leadership, and then we have transactional leadership. More to it, the added is we have transformational, bureaucratic, charismatic, and participative leadership. So totally I have given you 8 leadership styles. So we'll go one by one, we'll check what exactly they are. The first is authentic leadership. The recent authentic leadership approach seems to have evolved in the light of major scams and scandals, a blind race for profit and personal gains, and a short-term perspective involving a chaos of top organization. Now, it focuses on charter of the leader as the driver of positive interrelations. Authenticity is about being genuine and not attempting to play a role, not acting in a manipulative way. That is called authentic leadership. Now, this type of leadership will not encourage any scam. This type of a leadership will not go with anything which is bad. Now, this type of leadership is for authentic leadership style. That is, he'll be perfect. He'll do whatever is right for the company, which is ethically correct. Now, doing something right for the company, even if ethically it is wrong, that is not this type of leadership. This type of leadership is only for people who goes with the rules and regulation, who goes with a proper code of conduct. And that is why we always appreciate and we always want a person who should not be biased when he goes with any of his leadership skills. That's the reason we always require and we always aspire to be an authentic leader where the person is correct in whatever he does. Second is we have autocratic leadership. Now, autocratic leadership is also called as a dictatorship kind of a leadership where the entire power lies under one person. Now, autocratic leadership allows the autocratic leader to take the ultimate control of taking decision without consulting. Now, when you go with it, they will never consult anything with others. An autocratic leader possesses a high level of power and authority and impose its will, not its employees. He'll go with all the things. This type of leadership proves to be useful where a close level of supervision is required. Creative employees' morale goes down because their output is not given importance and is often detested by employees. Since they are unable to take any part in decision making, this results in job satisfaction and staff turnover. Now, here what happens is, please do understand, autocratic leader, all the powers are given to him. He is a person who will have a mindset that whatever he does, it is correct. He will not take any suggestion from anybody. And when it goes to his head, saying that the powers are only with him, he will make sure that the other subordinates or the people who are in the team, whoever will go for any of the discussion, he will never take it because he feels that what they are telling is all rubbish. Now, please understand here. Given an autocratic leadership to a person who can lead, sometimes it is better because he will get the things done very quickly. But you are supposed to have a close look and you are supposed to check whether he is going with a proper leadership style or not. If you give each and every power to him and then you tell that you are supposed to run the business, now your business is in a problem because your employees will not be very happy the way he is running the leadership style. So that's the reason autocratic leadership is sometimes it is benefit, but most of the time people will not like to work with those people who are the autocratic leader. The next one is laissez-faire leadership. Now, under this type of leadership, a laissez-faire leader does not exercise control over its employees directly. Directly, he will not have any control over any of his employees. Since employees are highly experienced and need little supervision, a laissez-faire leader fails to provide continuous feedback to employees under his or her supervision. The reason is the people whoever are below him, they are the people who are most experienced and they can get the things done by themselves. They don't need any person to look around. This type of leadership is also associated with leaders that do not supervise their team members, fail to provide continuous feedback, resulting in high costs, bad service, failure to meet deadlines, lack of control, and poor production. Now, here what happens, I'll tell you. This laissez-faire leader is a person who doesn't give any feedback to anybody, nor he is interested to actually go with any of the affairs of the company. But still, when the salary comes, he is a person who will take it. Supposingly, the employees have done a very good job, the laissez-faire leader will take all the hype saying that he is a person who have done all these things. When it comes to any of the failure, he'll blame all the other people that they have done it. That's the reason these things have happened. So never be a person called laissez-faire leader. So that is what I always tell all my students. Transactional leadership. Transaction. The word itself says transactional leader. Now, transactional leader promotes compliance with existing organization goal and performance expectation through supervision and the use of reward and punishment. See, he goes with two. That is, he'll also reward plus he'll also go with punishment. Transactional leaders are task and outcome oriented. They are only what? Task and outcome oriented. They're not like laissez-faire leaders. They want the results. Especially effective under strict time and resources constraints and is highly specified projects. This approach, please understand, adheres to the status quo and employs forms of management that pays close attention to how employees perform their task. So transactional leader is a person who will be constantly supervising their subordinates, they'll encourage their subordinate with reward. If any of the subordinate doesn't work properly the way they want, now they can also go with punishment. So they are the real taskmasters. Now here, whatever we have seen, autocratic, authentic, Lise, faire, transactional leaders are better because they go with what? They go with a strict time and resource constraint with effective leadership qualities which they have. They are highly specified. Projects will be there. They will be only deployed when the project comes in the organization. Transformational leader. Now these are the leader who will transform the attitude, the behavior of the employees from the negative to the positive. That is, they are the one who will transform the entire employees in a different way. Now, transformational leader focus on increasing employee motivation and engagement and attempts to link employees' sense of self with organizational values. This leadership style emphasizes leading by example, so followers can identify with the leader's vision and values. A transformational approach focuses on individual strength and weakness of employees and on enhancing their capability and their commitments to organization goal, often by seeking their buy-in for decisions. Now here you need to understand that transformational leaders are the people who change the employees' behavior, attitude, and their desire of working, with motivating them and guiding them whenever it is required. And these transformational leaders are the one who always tell the employees about their strength and their weakness. If their strength is there, they'll tell the employees that how they can make more outcome of this. That is, how to utilize more skills out of the strengths. As well as they'll identify the weakness of each and every employee, where they call each and every person and tell how to work on with their weakness. Let me be very honest, you should always be a person who will go with transformational leader than transactional leader. Bureaucratic leader. Now what does the word bureaucratic means? Now bureaucratic leader, a leader believes in structured procedures and ensures that his or her employees follow procedures exactly, like a bookish kind of a leader. This type of leadership leaves no space to explore new ways to solve issues and in fact work by book. That is bookish knowledge. Whatever the book have prescribed, how you are supposed to motivate, he'll only motivate that way. He'll not go with a new trend, he'll go with the old school practice. This type of leadership is normally followed in hospitals, universities, banks, where a large amount of money is involved, and government organizations to reduce corruption and increase security. Self-motivated individuals who are highly energetic often feel frustrated because of the organization's inability to adapt to the changing environment. So whenever we go with bureaucratic leader, what happens is, though the entire world is changing, this bureaucratic leader remains the same because they only go with the facts which is written in the books and they go with the proper procedures. Now, there are few bureaucratic leaders who are so adamant that they don't want to change even a bit. They want to only follow what were been followed earlier. So here what happens is, whenever you get any kind of a bureaucratic leader, let me tell you, your creativity and innovation will always be reduced. That's the reason you are supposed to always focus on transformational leader or transactional leader, where at least you can learn something out of them. So you should have a leader who can actually teach you something new and something adaptable. Charismatic leadership. Now, charismatic leadership, you need to understand the charismatic leader is visionary and works by infusing a high amount of energy and enthusiasm in his team. He sets a role model for his team and drives others to show a high level of performance. See, this type of leadership you are supposed to have. So in the charismatic leadership, what happens is, there is this leader who knows more, and this person can change anybody. And he always goes with a feeling that we need to have adequate knowledge about everything and then we are supposed to move forward. This type of a leader will also be a role model to the entire team, and the team will always be convinced about the way he goes with solving the problems. And here you have all the opportunity to learn something more. And when you go for something more, what happens is charismatic leader is a person who will identify who are the best teammates which he have, and he always encourage those people to come up in their job as well as to get promoted yearly by yearly. So this charismatic leadership is what you are supposed to find if you are finding any other leader. Now, the presence of a charismatic leader works as a boost for the rest of the employees, and therefore such type of leader should be committed to the organization for the long run. A charismatic leader may pose a risk to the company if he decides to leave to explore new opportunities, and it might take a lot of time and hard work by the company to win the confidence of its employees. So here what the company does is they will never leave the charismatic leader if the charismatic leader feels that he is not looked or taken care in a company and he wants to go for exploring a new company. Now there is a problem. Now whatever the company have done to build a person as a charismatic leader, it will all be a vain and somebody else will take an advantage. And the last one here is participative leadership. Now the last type of leadership which we go with is participative, also known as the democratic leadership style. Participative leadership consult employees and seriously consider their ideas when making decision. Now this person is a perfect leader where he takes suggestions from his teammates. When a company makes change within the organization, the participative leadership style helps employee accept changes easily because they had given a big role in the process. Participative leadership may be required for tasks that are non-routine or unstructured, where relationships are non-authoritarian and the subordinates focus of control internal. That is, they have a kind of a feeling that this leader is giving them all the opportunity to go for planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling, and any suggestions given by the teammates, the bureaucratic or the participative. See, participative leader is also called as what? The democratic leader. Now here when you go with bureaucratic leader, what happened? The bureaucratic leader will only go with books. That is how the procedure goes. He will go with the same. He will not take any ideas from the subordinate. But the participative or the democratic leader will always take suggestions from his teammates. Now the teammates will also feel that they are getting a big role in the process. So this type of a leadership is always helpful for the teammates. Now I have given you all the 8 styles of leadership. If you have any doubt regarding this, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. Please comment what type of a leader you want to be when you join any of the company and be a leader. Thank you so much.